ஒரு 3 ஸ்கூல் ஃப்ரெண்ட்ஸ் ஆல் இன் டிஃப்ரெண்ட் ஃபீல்ட்ஸ். எப்படி சேர்ந்து ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ணீங்க?
Right out of college, we didn't know what to do. I mean, we were just clueless.
ஃபர்ஸ்ட் ப்ராசஸ் 3D பிரிண்டிங்ல. அதுல அந்த எக்ஸ்பீரியன்ஸ் எப்படி இருந்துச்சு?
Take 1.5 hours, 90 minutes to make one phone case. And at the 80th minute or 70th minute, we figured that there's some problem with the phone case.
So after experimenting with this thing, you started a e-com for artists and designers.
So that was the pivotal moment for us to decide, do we want to go ahead or not?
Till now, how many years have passed?
It's been 8 years.
No. From starting,
From 3D printing to the sublimation printer, we've done like almost 1.5 years.
are you the first player to do something like this?
Yes. We were the first players to do this in India.
If you want to do that same thing again, what will you change?
I will first start selling in terms of what is working in the market.
Till the 2-3 years, how much money you have lost?
I think almost 9 to 10 lakhs.
All over India.
All over India. We were open all over India.
So what is the percentage of that is accepted in drops?
So right now we are seeing a return percentage of somewhere around 9 to 10%.
What was the highest revenue generated by your under in a month?
So we have customers who do more than like 2,500, 3,000 units a month.
3,000 units a month.
Yeah.
The average cost will be around 600.
So that's roughly about 8-9 lakh rupees. Yeah. There were customers who were doing it. That's
வணக்கம் மக்களே, இன்னைக்கு இன்ஃபார்மேஷன் சக்தியில நம்ம கூட யாருக்கானா மதுர், CEO ஆஃப் Printro இருக்காரு. I'm a big fan of his product and big fan of the tech that they have built. அதாவது ஒரு இண்டஸ்ட்ரியை டிஸ்டர்ப் பண்ண ஒரு ஐடியா நான் சொல்லுவேன். அண்ட் உங்களோட பிரசன்ஸ் இந்தியா ஃபுல்லா இருக்கு. வெல்கம் மதுர்.
Thank you.
வணக்கம், எப்படி இருக்கீங்க?
Thank you so much for having me, Shakti. Allah, doing very well, doing amazing. Yeah, I think things are going just amazing. Really excited about this show now.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
ஃபர்ஸ்ட் எடுத்துனா நான் வந்து உங்களோட ப்ரொஃபைல் செக் பண்ணும்போது the one thing that stood out is ஒரு 3 ஸ்கூல் ஃப்ரெண்ட்ஸ் அண்ட் யூ ஆர் ஆல் இன் டிஃப்ரெண்ட் ஃபீல்ட்ஸ். லைக் நீங்க மெக்கானிக்கல் இன்ஜினியர், இன்னொருத்தர் ஐடி, இன்னொருத்தர் பிரிண்ட் டெக்னாலஜி.
Yeah.
எப்படி சேர்ந்து ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ணீங்க?
That was ரொம்ப interesting actually. That time, right out of college, we didn't know what to do. I mean, we were just clueless. I was with my father in his business. My first co-founder, who was the CTO, Pankaj, he was working at a printing press to just get some experience. Experience kage, he moved to Manipal. And then Akshay, he learned coding, but he took up IT. He was in an IT job in Bangalore. So just as time went by, we were tinkering our hands onto multiple technologies. 3D printing try pannalam, we can try UV printing and all of that. But then we figured that sales na main. First you need to figure out sales. So we came together, started selling online. That journey started. And then interestingly, when this idea came that Printro ne or idea start pannalam, there are companies in the US that are doing well in the Mari model, like people selling t-shirts, people want their own brand, people want to design. And the Mari idea vanduchu, but we didn't know how to go about it. So like we initially outsourced, but then Pankaj was into printing. He learned coding and he started building the tech. Akshay learned IT, but he got interested in the printing machineries. And I was an engineer, but I actually got interested in marketing and the sales and those side of things. So yeah, I think then we just came together and we started putting stuff together, integrate panti, solve one problem, and yeah,
So
slowly we built
your
it.
first process is 3D printingல.
Yeah,
அதுல அந்த எக்ஸ்பீரியன்ஸ் எப்படி இருந்துச்சு?
3D printing at that time when we started, it was a small printer that we bought.
It's in
This was in 2015. Yeah, 2014, 2015. We got our first 3D printer. We spent like 40,000 rupees for that, and we were just amazed with the technology. Like, it's so interesting. You only have to design on computer and you get the product. It was so interesting to us. But then we started doing 3D printing for college students, where they would want for their college projects. We started making those hobbies, started serving them, but we figured that it's a very slow technology, rumbo slow technology. And if 80% print anadhukku aprom, if there is a small problem, that entire print goes waste.
Okay.
So it's like one phone case we wanted to make. with a cut. We thought that this will be a revolutionary product. Phone cases with cut inside it without prints. So the phone case would take 1.5 hours, 90 minutes to make one phone case. And at the 80th minute or 70th minute, we figured that there's some problem with the phone case. So the entire case is waste now. So that was a very slow technology. Then we moved on to let's figure out laser cutting. So there were a lot of people importing goods from China, importing phone cases. We thought, let's buy a laser cutter. We bought a laser cutter and then we ordered our first lot for phone cases. We thought we'll hold that inventory. Like at that time, we were like scared. 25,000 rupees was the first investment for us to get that phone cases from China. When the phone cases came, we booked a laser cutting machine also, and that we invested around 3.5 lakhs, 4 lakhs for the laser cutting machine. We didn't know who's going to buy. We didn't know where's the audience, how we're going to. We knew nothing. All we knew is this phone case, without printing, only the cut is going to be revolutionary. That's what we thought. We invested that money, like fought hard at home, still just figured, okay, the logistics and the financial thing for this. When we got those phone cases, we started cutting. We saw that it's getting burnt. There's some sort of smell coming, and we had to just give up on that idea.
Okay.
So that first 25,000 was the first loss. And we were worried, like, okay, this 25,000 is loss. And then Pankaj and I, we were talking.
You have a machine of 3.5 lakhs. What did you do with that machine?
So the machine was still there. So we started taking up job work for making acrylic. There's acrylic sheets that are there out there. There's a good friend who used to make 3D printers. So we got in touch with him. And he was making a 3D printer. And we started making the frame with acrylic. And we used to cut the acrylic for them. So slowly after that, when we figured this is not working, then we started making wall clocks. Vector-based wall clocks.
Okay.
We used to cut with a laser cutter, and that is when we started selling on Amazon and Flipkart. So when that started happening, like I just fell in love with e-commerce. It was so amazing. We had like a 70 to 80 square feet room on the basement of Pankaj's home. Like it's a 70, 80 square feet room. On one side we had one table, one side we had the laser cutter. That's all. Laser cutter is like 40 square feet. For our table, it's like this much 40 square feet. So we used to make the wall clocks. I used to go work on Sundays to do the packing myself to ensure that the wall clock is not breaking in transit because it's acrylic. It could break. And people started loving our wall clocks. We used to sell for like 2,000 rupees, one single wall clock cut out of acrylic. And the thing was, we did it with vector art. We didn't do printing on it. So that really went well at that time. So that's how we got started with e-commerce.
That's your first hand.
That's the first hand on e-commerce.
So,
yeah.
Madhur, you said you don't know who's the customer who will buy. You got an investment of 25,000 and then you got a printing machine, a laser cutting machine. Okay. If you want to do the same thing again, what will you change?
I will first start selling in terms of what is working in the market. Just figure that out. Just replicate it first. Get the audience. I want to sell a phone case. Who has a phone case? Somebody who wants a phone case, somebody who has a phone. Now, which phone? So all those questions is what I would start first understanding. Like, who is my customer? Is an Android user? Is an iPhone? Do I want to sell only to iPhone users? Okay. iPhone users if I want to sell. Now, what is the product that I want to sell? What is available in the market? Now, there's so many websites. There's Amazon, Flipkart. Go out there. Look, 700 rupee phone case, 600 rupee phone case. What is the range that I want to sell in? Figure that out. Source that product first. Where do I source that first? Start selling that first so that I get the customer. Someone who has an iPhone is now my customer. Now, if I show him 5 options, he will choose one. So at least now that one option is already working, I know. Now I can innovate. Now I can get feedback because I have a customer base. Without a customer base, if I'm innovating, I don't know if the market cares about it or not. In my head, it might sound fantasizing. It might sound like it's amazing. But if the market doesn't care, that investment is just going to lie around with me. And that's what happened.
Good one. So what you're saying is do a market research, identify your target customer, validate your idea, do lean model like
the lean, yes.
Lean model, check the loop.
Feedback loop.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then invest.
And then you go ahead then you profit, then you maximize the profit. But you start selling, you start making some revenue, then look at what your profit is and then how do you want to reinvest that profit?
That's a great thing
Yeah.
that you have said.
Yeah.
So after experimenting with this thing, you started an e-com for artists and designers. So can you talk about what happened at that point? And then you pivoted to marketplace. But I want to know how you arrived at this idea.
Blew away. So that was the pivotal moment for us to decide, do we want to go ahead or not? But that time we had this idea of Printro. Somebody told us that, why do you want to compete? Why don't you facilitate? So we thought, okay, how does that work? So we have the machinery, and there's so many designers who would want to start their own brand. So initially we thought of a marketplace model that we'll onboard designers, and then we'll give them a cut. We'll do the marketing for them, and then they will make money out of just making art. They don't have to worry about the business side of things. But then we figured there were already players doing that, and there was nobody who could do it like a white labeled drop shipping service. So then we landed upon this idea of Printrove, and we had the machine with us. So then we made that pivot. We were like, okay, let us test this. So immediately we had the idea that let's go ahead, build this entire app, plan for a big launch and all. But a good friend and mentor, and he told that don't do all of that, make an MVP. That is the first time I got to know about this word called MVP, minimum viable product. So we simply made one Excel sheet, we put up one landing page, and after 3-4 months, we started getting like one email ID, which told us that there is some sort of an interest in this idea. That gave us enough validation that, okay, we can take the next step. The next step was to actually add 3 to 4 more pages and put whatever products we had. We started with like just 6 phone models to dropship. iPhone models, I think iPhone 5, iPhone 6. There were like just 6 phone models, and we told that we are doing drop shipping service. If you want to start your phone case brand, you can do that with us. We have these phone models. So that is how then we started Printrove. And that happened after this UV printer that broke down. Then we went back and we thought, we're making such a huge investment. We don't know who's the customer yet. Then we went back to that thought process. We found out sublimation is already working in the market. There are brands who are doing decent enough. We got that 30,000 rupee printer, invested on those few phone cases molds, and then we started. And then we put up this landing page that start your phone case brand with us.
So till now, how many years have passed? 2-3 years?
It's been 8 years.
No. From starting to
Okay, from the start to identifying this, from 3D printing to the sublimation printer, we've done like almost 1.5 years.
1.5 years.
1.5 to 2 years.
2015, you have started this. You have identified this around
2016, 2017.
17,
Yeah,
okay.
2016 and 2017.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Then till the 2-3 years, how much money you have lost?
We lost almost 9 to 10 lakhs.
9 to 10 lakhs.
Yeah.
Where did you go?
Overall 9 to 10 lakhs. I mean, we took very little investment from our home. We actually just tried to bootstrap the entire thing. So I believe for the laser cutter alone, we got the money from home, like around 1.5, 2 lakhs each of us put in. And then with the UV printer, we put in a little more, like 1 lakh, 1.5 lakhs from the home. So that was the only investment we made. Because after that, once we started selling, we saw the power of, selling and then making that money, selling and then making that money. And then we reinvested. And after that, we've not taken anything from home then.
Okay.
Yeah.
So from there, where did the idea of API came? Like you have started Printrove. Now, are you the first player to do something like this?
Yes. We were the first players to do this in India back then. There were 1 or 2 companies, but when we looked at them, we got inspired. We spoke to them that, guys, we can do better. But I think they were just not open at that time. And then we figured that there's nobody who has built this. We have to build it on our own. So we were the first ones to start this entire print-on-demand dropshipping, like really open it up for everyone.
When did you start?
This was in 2017.
17, okay. Can you talk more about this? Because I think...
Yeah, sure. So what happened is, like I said, that was a pivotal moment where, that UV printer broke down. That was the night when Akshay was actually about to join Printrove after that. And that was the night when the UV printer broke down. Pankaj and I, we were just talking, and he told that, let's go back to our own places. I'll go back to my Manipal press. You go back to your dad's business. We'll tell Akshay, you continue your job in Bangalore. And then it was on me. What do we need to do next? And then we were came up with this idea that let's get the sublimation machine and start off with that. Then again, once we started selling locally also. We found a few people there who wanted these phone cases. We started selling. But then came in the point where, okay, now what do we do about Printro as an idea? So we made one Excel sheet where Pankaj actually got interested in, automating stuff, macros and all of it. So we were like, let's make it on Excel sheet. We made one package. We designed a package because there was nothing there. We made our own package that you can start your brand with us. I think at that time we were like 5,000 rupees. Once you make 5,000 rupees, we send you the entire kit, how to prepare your designs, how to place orders with us, all those information we would give it to you as a kit. So once somebody paid that, we actually told them, how can you set up your files? This is the Excel sheet. When you get your orders, you just copy paste your orders in this format in this Excel sheet. We will automatically get those orders. We will process it and we'll get back to you. And we were very high on, it just came out of very naturally to us that we wanted to do something on the back end. Because the back end is a reflection of what the customer experiences, right? So we thought, okay, we need to have a dedicated station for printing, for packing. So we made all of this on Excel. So whenever somebody downloaded, so the printing person would download the new orders and he would upload that file again, telling that I have printed these orders. So now the next Excel sheet gets updated for the QC person. That these are the products
You've
that are
done
pending for
everything
QC.
in Excel.
In Excel. We made everything in Excel. So this process started working for us on the back end slowly. And then we were like, okay, now I think it's time, because we were also selling on Amazon, Flipkart. We started getting some cash flow from there as well because we were running our own brand. And we were like, Printro is the thing that we want to like really go full on. But still we wanted to have that cash flow because Printro was not matured enough at that time to bring in that cash flow for us. So when we started selling on Amazon, we started growing there. We used those funds to build the app. So we outsourced the tech initially. We're talking to a good friend who actually told us about this entire idea that MVP is what you need to build. Then we built that MVP, we validated it's working. Then we sort of invested on this app that we built from scratch. We built that entire app. It was working. At that time, nobody had that kind of an app.
Okay.
Because it's not only the front end, it's also the back end.
Back end, yeah.
Yeah, so it was both ends that we actually built. And over a period of time, then we were like, the tech is working too slow. The entire process idea of we are getting feedback from our customers. We were very close to the customers, and I used to personally talk to customers. I still do. So because of that feedback that we used to get, we were able to implement it on the panel very slowly because the tech was outsourced. So Pankaj was like, I'll learn the tech. And we learned, he spent some 700 rupees on Udemy. He learned coding by himself, and then we built the entire app in-house.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when you were working on the Excel sheet, who was your first customer? How did you reach them?
So how did we reach them? We had just one landing page. Like I said, a landing page. We put print on demand, drop shipping for phone cases, and one email ID placed. That's all. And there was a timer that said launching in 15 days. After 15 days, we had nothing. We put another 15 days. So that kept happening for quite some time. But we had those email IDs. Then it struck me, we have email IDs. What do we do with them? How do we even get in touch? So slowly, then people started emailing us. We started having conversations. And then I remember the first customer based out of Bombay, he paid that 5,000 deposit. And the same day, there was another customer based in Bangalore. He paid a deposit of 5,000.
So you ran all over India?
All over India. We were open all over India. But we didn't even think of payment gateway, prepaid. We were operating postpaid for a long time. Basically, we taking all the hit. We're not even collecting payments from them. Like just based on trust. And we didn't see defaults. Like the people working with us were very good. Like they used to make their own payments on time. There were a few plus or minuses, but overall, yeah, it was good. It was all over India. So yeah, they paid the money. They set up their brand, and I think they still exist. They're still working. Yeah.
So from there, when you moved to the tech, who was your first customer? Like, do you have the person who started the brand after the tech and installed everything and did everything?
Yeah.
The
So
backend?
Yes. So once we had the integration with Shopify, WooCommerce, and all come in, we had quite a bit of customers actually installing the Shopify app and telling us that the integration is very smooth, the process is very smooth, because we focused highly on making it very seamless, making it very easy for anybody to create their account with us, create their brand with us. So brand as in all the neck labels, hang tags, all these products with us, and also install the app, push products to their Shopify store. From Shopify, the orders coming in. When the order is coming in, that we need to show them the real time update of what is happening with the order, and then sending it back to Shopify once the order is dispatched. Right. So once the order is dispatched, we are updating the tracking ID also to the end customer. So the person who is working with us, they don't have to do anything. They don't have to do anything literally. I mean, getting orders is one thing, but they don't have to worry about the back end at all.
What was the highest revenue generated by your under in a month?
Yeah. So we have customers who do more than like 2,500, 3,000 units a month.
3,000 units a month.
Yeah.
The average cost will be around 600.
Around 300, 400. So that's roughly about 9 lakh rupees, 9 lakh rupees. Yeah. There were customers who were doing at that scale. Yeah.
Okay. So what's the best niche that anybody can jump into and start?
So earlier, when I used to see these big brands, Soul Store, Bewakoof, all of them operating, I thought that this is the biggest niche. But when I started talking to our customers, I started seeing that people operate with a niche that they feel very close to and they do very well. For example, someone loves dogs, someone cats. If they just take that as a niche and then they start projecting that into in their space, into that community, they do very well, and they do it well for a long time. Because what I've seen is the people who say that this is trending and that is how they start, that personal connect is not there with the brand, and then they ultimately will be like, no, this niche is not working, but they don't have that motivation to stick with that niche. So that's what I've seen typically. But anything to do with humor that way. Memes. So memes, anything to do with humor, just one line text that really talks to somebody. We see those working really well.
Any designs or any words that you saw and you laughed out your heart?
Amazing. There's one brand working with us. This is Welcome movie, Nana Patekar and that Welcome movie. Yeah. In that, the Majnu, he does one painting, of a donkey sitting on top of a horse. And that design was really well. I used to see that getting printed and it was like, wow, how creative can people can get.
That you have seen?
Oh, weird niche. I don't think I've seen a very weird niche, but they were like really
narrow niche,
very narrow niches, and they mostly came from somebody's ideas about drinking jokes when you're doing so stuff like that. People actually convert them into lines and they're selling those. So that I see those kind of designs getting repeated because people just find it funny, people resonate and they buy those t-shirts. Yeah, so those kind of t-shirts, I think, those kind of niches work really well.
Okay. So what's the core marketing process? Say, for example, when we run this as a business, if I want to start this as a business, now the cost of me giving to printing cost itself will be around 300 rupees.
Including shipping, everything.
So, and I've got only 200 rupees, or like if I'm selling at 490 rupees, I got only 200 rupees. So correct. How does the unit economics work?
Yeah, so basically what I normally suggest is initially when you're starting out, you take up designs, you start selling those designs, and the objective is to find a winner. The objective is to find a winning design that is bringing in some sales for you. Once you find out that winner, you get into that feedback loop, trying to understand the customer better. Why does this customer buy this design? Is it because he's a fan of dogs, or he likes humor? So humor is working for my brand, or the dog niche is working for my brand. So once that gets developed, those 200 rupees that you're making, that 200 rupees you can reinvest on marketing. instead of pulling out that money. So once you achieve a sizable amount, that is when you get into the bulk order mode. Now you figured out your winners. Now you get into a small bulk order. So you've identified this design gives me, let's say 50 units, 100 units every month. And my cost is 300 rupees. Why don't I print it in bulk and keep? So you place an order with the supplier, tell them that print this t-shirts in bulk and just fulfill it on demand as and when the orders come in.
I'll pay upfront.
But pay upfront for the printing itself, for the t-shirt and for the printing. Size, you have a ratio. We normally see that M and L sells the most. The medium size and the large size, they sell the most. So, and the ratio always look like 1:3:3:1:1. You stock up with M and L majorly. S, L, the other sizes, you still print on demand. You let the everything else go. 20% discount you will get on a t-shirt. Almost you will save 20-25% when you're printing in bulk.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now my question is, so adding on to that, if I am starting up a dropshipping business, once I understood which one is working, what's the size that I wanted to give? Like, is there a number to it?
Size as
the one which you said, S, L, M.
Yeah, okay. So let's say you already started, you figured out your winners, and if you want to go ahead with the bulk order, we see a ratio of 1:3:3:1:1. So this is S, M, L, XL, 2XL. So S, XL and 2XL can be just one piece.
Okay.
M and L you order 3 pieces. Okay. Yeah. So that makes up for like 10 t-shirts. Okay. So everything is 1 piece. M and L is your 3. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
So in this format, we will save 25%.
20-25% on the cost.
And the minimum MOQ is?
The MOQ would start with 50 pieces. Yeah.
So, if an aspiring entrepreneur wants to start dropshipping, what are the basic things that he should know before starting?
Before starting, firstly, that look at this as a business. It's your, even if you're looking at it as a side hustle, it needs the time, it needs the attention. Firstly, that's the basic for you to sustain in this. Second, first figure out how are you making money. Figure out the unit economics to a level where you're understanding the customer. That is the number one priority. You're understanding who your target audience is, why are they coming to your brand, and you keep refining your niche. So that is the first step. Until you figure that out, I wouldn't recommend anyone to put a lot of money on ads. Don't do that. Of course, without ads you cannot grow. No doubt about that. But until you figure out why your customers are coming to you, you will be burning money, but you might not see the results that you're expecting to see, and that might just get disheartened. Ads are not working. Because that's a very wrong belief to have. I've had that belief earlier. But when I started running ads for the brand that I was running earlier, Mobicture, I saw that to be really amazing. The kind of data that you have. So once I figured that, okay, this is the kind of design that is working for me, this is the kind of audience that I have, that helped me. So that is number one. Get clear on your niche, get clear on your target audience. Why are they coming? Which means, what is the problem that you're solving for them? That is something. Although it might seem like you're not solving a problem, but you are still solving a problem. Somebody is buying a t-shirt, somebody is buying a phone case. It could be a intrinsic problem that you're solving, not really that your t-shirt is the best t-shirt. It has fully loaded tech, might not be necessary, right? But it's an intrinsic value. I like the design, so I bought the t-shirt. So it's the design that your audience is buying majorly. So once you figure that out, then figure out your sales process. By sales process, I mean your abandoned cart recoveries, your email marketing that you're doing, somebody who's coming onto your website. Does your website have all the basics in place? A scarcity timer. So understand what makes somebody buy something from your website. Social proof, scarcity, all these things. You figure out your sales process. Then once you've understood that now my customer is there, if I'm spending like 200-300 rupees per day, I'm getting a decent sort of a conversion rate. There's some people buying. Now I'm improving my sales process over a period of time. Everything is fixed. Okay, done. The next thing is you start putting money on ads and you start increasing that gradually. You don't put like, now I'm spending 1,000 rupees. I'll suddenly start spending 5,000 rupees. That is not how it would work. So you start increasing that gradually. So you give it 3 to 6 months, and then you see what is the kind of money you're making. Then strategize how do you want to go to the next step. Bring in more designs, put some offers, get people to buy the first order, bundle it up. So then you can play around with all these strategies.
Okay. So right now I have identified my target audience are entrepreneurs. Right now I have a community of 10,000 plus people, and like I have a database of around 25,000 plus people. Paid community serves 10,000 people, and right now I can run this product. I am as I said, I'm about to launch my drop shipping with you.
Yeah.
But then, if say for example, if he wants to start a t-shirt brand, like he's a college student, if he wants to start a t-shirt business, drop shipping model, how can he identify his niche? What should he go through to identify his niche?
Okay, so there are a lot of tools, like the basic ones, Google Trends. There are quite a few tools that you can understand to see what is working in the market. But like I said, it also has to resonate with you as a person. So, for example, if I love, let's say I love music, then I will look for what is trending in the music space. If I'm thinking about starting a t-shirt brand where I'm going to be talking about music and this is for music lovers, then I'll be looking at, okay, what kind of music is working? What about music do people love? So all these, you can use tools like Google Trends, and there are a few other tools also that you can use to see how the searches are working.
Trends, okay.
Yeah. So you're looking at the market trends, but you're also looking at resonance with yourself. So I believe in entrepreneurship. So if I am starting a clothing brand, I will put quotes that attracts entrepreneurs, that talks to the entrepreneurial spirit in anybody, right? So if I'm doing that, then I'm very likely to be good at it. That is something that I strongly believe, that your brand has to be an extension of what you believe, like what you really resonate with.
So based on Ikigai,
yeah,
and
you're right.
The trends, like not just Ikigai.
Yeah, not just Ikigai, but you're validating
Trends.
the part of a big part of Ikigai is also what the world pays you.
Yeah,
so that's yeah. So you need to understand what is the world willing to pay. So if that is something that you're validating and what the world needs again, then that is your Ikigai. Yeah.
Okay. So now, because you spoke about music, okay, can I use Ilayaraja's picture or A.R. Rahman's picture in the t-shirt? Or let me put it like this: can I put Marvel's picture in the t-shirt and get printed?
No, you cannot. So there is a separate licensing that happens. So you can get in touch with Disney, request a license from them, and then you can make their art and you can sell, of course. But you cannot directly use any picture, any IP, any intellectual properties of any other storytellers, any other brands, and sell t-shirts on your platform. So I know people who have done that, and Facebook instantly bans your ad account. Yeah. Facebook identifies it, immediately bans your ad account. It'll be very difficult for you to revive it if you're infringing copyright.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a great lesson for us.
Okay. Yeah.
So once you have identified this one, is design a mandatory skill for an entrepreneur? Because the only job that we have to do is to do design. Is that a mandatory thing?
Knowing what a good design looks like is a good skill. This is a skill that you need. You don't necessarily have to do the design yourself. You can use Fiverr, Upwork, freelancers to do your designs for you. And what I've seen is designers are very creative. So if you know the problem that you're solving for which target audience, you will be able to give the instruction to a designer and they will be able to do a good looking design for you.
Do you have list of designers in your community?
We do have a few designers who we recommend. We put in touch with people who are looking for designers. So yeah, we do have a few designers who can help with design.
Right now I'm working with one, but he's a freelancer. So he's working with someone and then doing it for me. So if I have someone, we can actually list it out and we can give all the designs and they can do the work for us. Yeah.
So there are designers who can who operate that way. So they'll understand your concept, they will make the designs for you and they'll give it to you.
So now the first job is done. Second job is the website part. So in which platform should we build the website? Is it in Shopify or WooCommerce? Or
I personally recommend Shopify.
Okay.
I love how Shopify works. How you can use any platform. Yeah, I mean the developers would disagree with me, but yeah, it's just like I love Shopify more than WooCommerce. WooCommerce is also good, but if you have that little time and that effort that you want to put into updating, ensuring that store is all fine, WooCommerce is also a great platform. But I love Shopify just for the ease of it. It has a community. It has a plugin that goes through a vetting process and everything. So you don't have to worry about speed. You don't have to worry about anything else.
Okay.
So yeah, so Shopify is pretty simple.
So integrating your app to Shopify, does it take time? Like, does it needs a developer or is it a
No.
cakewalk?
It's a cakewalk. It will take less than a couple of minutes for you to integrate Printrove and Shopify.
Okay.
So you have your Shopify store. You go to Shopify App Store. You just search for Printrove. You install the app. It's immediately connected.
Okay.
That's it.
And the design size.
Mhm.
How can I define the design size? Say, for example,
Yeah.
if I push that to like a little bit, the price reduces. So
Correct.
what is the standard size that we could have on, which is visible, which is
Yeah.
big enough, but at the same time it's cost effective as well?
A4.
A4.
It's perfect.
Okay.
So when you print an A4 size, it normally covers up in the minimum printing cost itself.
Okay.
So because there is of course a cost associated with every print that we do, A4 covers up for the minimum printing cost. So and A4 is like this big. Even if you put it like this or like this, it will still cover most of the t-shirt. And like I said, most of your designs are going to be lines. If you have lines like this, like a chest area, this is typically comes under the A4 size. So it's still under the minimum printing cost. You're not going to be overpaying for printing anywhere.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how much does it cost?
So an A4 print will cost, including the t-shirt, it will cost you 255.
250.
Okay. Yeah.
So now the 255 is inclusive of t-shirt
and the print. Tax is additional and shipping is additional.
Okay.
Yeah.
So in our website, should we have shipping separate or should we include with it in the price?
You should have shipping free. Give shipping free. Okay. Because people, when you're especially when you're new, they don't want to pay for shipping, and of course they are not habituated with paying for shipping on e-commerce. But you should definitely charge for COD. Okay. Yeah, and there are plugins out there. Yeah, that can help you convert COD to prepaid also.
Okay. So now I'll come back to the plugins.
Yeah.
So right now, the 255 is the cost. Plus shipping is what will be the percentage? 5%?
Shipping is 60 rupees.
60 rupees.
60 rupees flat. Anywhere in India you ship like 500 grams. So 500 grams you can ship 2 t-shirts also. You will still be charged 60 only. 60. Yeah. So
now 305 rupees the cost.
Correct. Yeah. And there'll be 5% tax on the t-shirt. So all in all, around 310 rupees is what you'll be paying.
So what price can I sell?
You can start with 500. And I recommend having 2-3 ranges of pricing. Let's say 500 and then 550 and some t-shirts 600 also. So there's some sort of an anchor also for the visitors. Like 600 is the t-shirt. This I'm getting at 500. Let me buy the 500 one. So at least for a start, there is some sort of traction that's happening on the website. People are buying.
And I know the pricing strategy ending with 9.
499. Correct.
So can you throw some?
Yeah, actually, when I say 500, it's actually 499. Yeah, it's actually 499. You can start selling at 499. Have some at 449 also. So there's some advanced strategies like using your return stock sell it for lesser. Do like a print of the day. You get it for 199 rupees. Okay. Anyhow, that stock is just lying with you. Okay. It's returned from some COD order. Got returned, that stock is there in your inventory. Okay. And we hold that inventory for you. So it's not coming to your place, it's coming to our warehouse only. Okay. And you'll be able to see on the dashboard that these are the t-shirts that are returned I have in my inventory. You can resell it.
So what is the percentage of return that is accepted in dropship?
So right now we are seeing a return percentage of somewhere around 9 to 10%. Okay. And that's fair enough. I mean, when you look at e-commerce overall, it's much higher. But over a period of time, it comes down. 9 to 10 is an acceptable.
But it's already printed then.
Yeah. You can sell that t-shirt to someone else also. Unless it's personalized. Okay. So we recommend if it's a personalized t-shirt where you're putting somebody's name and you're selling, don't offer COD. Do it only on prepaid.
So now on the website, what are all the plugins that any dropshipping brand should have?
I would suggest first one is I think you should look at the entire stack of the business itself. So marketing, have Google Analytics, have to know how many visitors are coming on your website. Have these offer plugins where you're looking at the timers. If you're running any offers, the timer offers that pushes somebody to buy it urgently. Have social proof. Somebody bought it nearby. Then you have your GST plugins for your accounting, for your finances, have the GST plugin. Also
COD plugins.
COD plugins, yeah. So there are plugins like GoQuick, Pragma, all these plugins where you can convert your COD into a prepaid order, reduce your RTO losses, that verifies with the customer. They have a database of customers who normally don't purchase, normally don't accept the order of COD. It will stop those people from purchasing on your website.
Is it?
So there are
What is
plugins
the
like
tool?
that. Pragma does that. Pragma is a tool that does it. I believe GoQuick also has this sort of a
GoQuick
feature.
is the one that recently launched, like where if you put phone numbers, it collects the addresses, right?
I'm not sure. I don't know what have they done recently, but I know that GoQuick is a tool that most D2C brands use
Okay.
to boost their conversions
Okay.
because they have data across e-commerce now, like
Okay.
across different brands. They have the data, like what pin code, how it is functioning, which customer, how are they doing. They have a repeated history of rejecting COD orders with other brands, stuff like that. So
Okay.
they'll be able to flag that for you, and you can take actions. You can talk to the customer before you ship out your products, before you confirm your orders with Printro. So we also have a verification of a stop where it's not like when orders are coming from your Shopify store, automatically it'll go for processing. It's not like that. We have a mandatory step where we don't place the orders automatically. You come in, you verify that order, the address, everything, and then you confirm that order with us. Because we want you to talk to the customer, maybe just verify if you want to place that order or not. But for prepaid orders, we have an option where we can automatically do that. So the flow is like somebody prepays that order on your website. That order is automatically coming to Printro. It will automatically get into processing, automatically getting shipped, and the tracking ID is updated. So you won't even know, and the order reaches the customer. So that happens with prepaid. But with COD, you have to check.
Cool.
Yeah.
Any plugins for social proof? Like what are the tools that you would suggest?
I haven't used any recently, so I'm not sure which tools you can. But I'm sure when
There
you
are plenty
do,
of tools.
yeah. But if you just
use
do
Visor Notify, a tool.
Visor notifies it. Okay. I think Shopify itself, they do a lot of recommendation, and you can look at
And
reviews.
there are plugins like which does a fake. This one as well.
Yeah, these order. Yeah, just a number, just a name to build social proof that somebody has bought it. Yeah.
So now once the design is done, now the website is done, the backend is done. What is the next step? Like, what is now the backend operation is ready.
Yeah.
We have done everything.
Yes.
Now we have to go and get the orders.
Correct.
So how can I have a community? I can do that. How can he start making his first money?
Right. So there's one more critical step here when you're doing a website is the quality of the images that you have, because people only see the product images, right?
Yeah,
the product images is one very big factor. We are saying if you have bad images, with those bad images, if you're running ad, nobody would even want to click that ad. So having good product images where you're showing like different angles, you're showing a close-up of the design.
If you want to suggest mock-up tools, what would you suggest?
Mock-up tools, I normally see Placeit as one good tool for creating mock-ups, and also using the Envato library and a lot of other templates that are available that you can purchase just once and put your designs onto it. So because then you are getting really creative. A lot of people are using Placeit, right? It could be a good start, but when you're actually looking for something unique, there are creators out there who have made their own mock-up templates and they sell it for like $5, $10.
In Envato.
Envato, yeah. In Envato platform, there's FreePic as well. FreePic has come up with a mock-up generator themselves. So FreePic is also a really good tool. Yeah.
So the website products, the images that we are using on the website is also mandatory.
Correct.
Markups
It's,
are
yes.
really
Yeah.
So once that is done, what's the next step? Like, should I start doing content, or should I do warm outreach, like reaching out to my friends?
Yeah.
Or to run ads? What is the next step?
I would suggest reaching out to your friends. It might sound that I am starting this so that I have free time and I'm able to do it in my free time. But I strongly believe that even if you're selling just t-shirts, do a warm outreach and go ahead with your friends and families first. Although, like, you can be happy about your friends and families buying from you, but that's not your orders. Those are not your orders. Those are their blessings that they're giving you. Right? So after you've done that, try to see if you can sell to communities. Just get feedback from Facebook groups and communities that, hi, I've launched this brand. What do you guys think about it?
Okay, what you are saying is, if you are doing t-shirts for entrepreneurs, go into entrepreneurs community in Facebook and say that I have done this.
Yeah,
If
yes.
you are doing it for cat, go to any of the cat
Communities,
and
Facebook group.
Yeah.
I've done this. What do you think of this design? Do you think you'd be willing to buy? I'm not selling anything, but do you think would you be willing to buy? So stuff like, you're not selling anything, but you're getting real feedback. If somebody says, yeah, I like this design, that's a validation. You can use this design. So anytime you're coming up with new designs also, this could be a good testing ground for you to do this. And you start selling, you start getting some feedback, and then once somebody buys from you, make sure that you're getting in touch with them again and ask them, what did you like about the entire experience? Some might tell your website is nice. Some might tell your product quality is good. Some might tell the fulfillment speed is very nice. I got it very quickly. So you know what your audience cares about, and you can double down on all those trends. So once you double down on those trends, you pick these words that they're telling you. They're telling you that the designs are very good, or they're telling you that the fabric is very breathable. So you use these words in your marketing campaigns because you know that is the problem you're solving for the customer. So once you get that feedback, that is the most critical, because this is a one-time effort that you're doing, but your ad is going to scale. Your ad is going to talk to a lot of people. You don't have to do that talking.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now the first sale has happened with the warm outreach, with the community outreach.
Yes.
When should I start running ads? Like, because right now I'm bootstrapped, I don't have much money. So when should I start running ads? Like, do you have a revenue milestone? Then should I start running ads, or should I start because I have some savings? Should I start running ads? How does it?
I believe until you have the understanding that, okay, now I know my customer. Now I cannot put a ballpark. I don't have a number that this is when you exactly start running ads. But I believe that it's a way. It's a chicken and egg problem. Like it's good you start early. You don't start too late. That is also there. But at the same time, without understanding, if you're starting your ads, then you might burn money. So once you have a basic understanding, this is what my customer cares about. You've done 10, 15 orders, 20 orders, you've done. Start running awareness campaigns at least, so that a lot of people are getting to know your name first. So I think then I would start running ads. Once I know a basic understanding, my website is good, I have these basic checklists done for my sales process, I've done that. The idea is when I start running ads, I don't want any leaky bucket. I'm putting in water, but I want the water to stay there.
Business, the most important thing is second sales. Right?
Yeah.
So
yeah.
because the first sale, we may not have the cost of acquisition might be high. So how can we what are the steps that are involved to generate second sales?
To generate second sales, okay, so the idea is to get repeat purchases from a customer that you already have, to maximize on lifetime value of the customer that is with you, right? So what kind of outreaches can you do? The mediums that you have email, you have their phone number, you have their email IDs. You can run retargeting campaigns for this audience alone. You can do bundling strategies. So of course, there are a lot of strategies that you can deploy to get a second sale. Maybe I'm a big fan of doing workflows, segmenting the customers in a way that makes any kind of messaging very relevant to them. That is the idea. So if somebody has made a purchase for a Mickey Mouse T-shirt 3 months back, I want to send a messaging that is personalized to him. You bought a Mickey Mouse T-shirt. We feel that you might like this phone case of Mickey Mouse also. And because you are an old customer of ours, we would like to give you a special 15% off. If I'm doing that targeted sort of an outreach, either with WhatsApp or with email, it's very likely that somebody will open and they'll buy, because they'll just appreciate the fact that they care about you.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a personalized message.
How do you do that workflow?
So I think Shopify in itself has quite some workflows that are already inbuilt. You can segment audience. There are tools like Klaviyo, OmniSend, where you can segment your audience and send these email campaigns. I'm not sure if there's an integration with WhatsApp yet, but you can definitely leverage WhatsApp also as a medium to send these personalized campaigns. Yeah.
So since you mentioned Klaviyo,
Hmm.
the myth that we have is the email open rate is very less in India,
Hmm.
8 to 12%. But
Yeah.
in whatever website we go, the moment we log in, there is a newsletter or sign up message.
Correct.
And then whenever we are not buying, there is an
Yeah.
email. So email marketing, it's like a part and parcel of like you have to do for an
To do
e-commerce
it.
site. So can
Yes.
you talk about email marketing for
Yeah.
an e-commerce site?
Yeah, I think email is definitely very important because that is the only asset that you have. You have emails and then you can send an email newsletter. Although you might feel that the percentage is very less, but I think there is no other way for you to like reach out to them once again. There is WhatsApp now. Of course, the open rates for WhatsApp are also much higher, but there are a few people who might not look at WhatsApp, who might just open their emails and then they have that newsletter there. Because there's a reason why Amazon still sends newsletters. There's a reason why Flipkart still sends newsletters. It has a conversion rate. There's a big percentage of revenue that you are getting back. And the main part is it is extremely cheap. Cheap compared to acquiring a new customer. Right? And it's very cheap to retain a customer, to give them an offer. Even if it is 8-10%, you imagine if your list is growing bigger and you still manage to have the 10% open rate and you have like a 5%, 3% conversion rate from there, it is definitely much more profitable. It is much profitable, yeah.
So because you spoke about retention and I was also talking about retention, how many messages can a brand send to a customer in like 30 days, 60 days? Like for me, somewhere I studied like you can push 8 messages if that's a paid customer. For a community like me, I can push 8 customers, out of which one can be salesy. The rest can be informative. Like is there a number for e-commerce?
Yeah, I don't think I have experimented with that, so I don't have a number in mind. But yeah, if I were to do it, I would do somewhere around 7-8. It's almost like 2 touches every week that I'm doing. Some is offer, some is value-based content. And even with e-commerce, what I feel is it's not that you're only sending a clickbaity newsletter, offer. You can definitely add value through your email also. You can definitely take them to a blog that I saw that you are interested in dogs and I also really care about dogs. And this is one article that I wrote, how to take care of your dogs. How do you bathe your dogs? Weekly once. So if there's an article, they'll just read. It's okay. I mean, you don't have to sell them all the time. So you're just increasing your brand trust. You're increasing your credibility that way. So anywhere between 7 to 8 touches, I still pushing it. If I were to do it, I would do like 4-5 touches is also good enough. Like weekly once is good enough. And it could alternate between email and WhatsApp. Yeah.
So, is there a tool you would suggest for WhatsApp, like for the entire automation?
I haven't used a WhatsApp automation for e-commerce specifically, but we use Zoho for our own campaigns, and Zoho has a really good journey builder.
Okay.
So you can send emails, you can send WhatsApp based on actions, all the segmentation that I'm talking about. You can do all of that with Zoho marketing automation. Yeah. And it has an integration with Shopify as well.
Yeah, so I have the other set of questions. I'll go through the questions.
Okay.
Right now, the next segment is called 3 things.
Okay.
3 books that you love. Can you name 3 books that you love that impacted you?
Yeah, I think number 1 is Principles by Ray Dalio. That was amazing. And recently I read Alex Hormozy's $100 million offers and leads. Both are amazing. And I think the most recent book that I read is Buy Back Your Time. So now that we are in a mode where we're focusing a lot on teams and systemizing the business overall, I think that's been very powerful. Very simple, actionable strategies that I'm getting from that to implement, buy back the time.
3 movies that you would suggest for entrepreneurs.
Number 1, The Founder. Number 2, Thank You for Smoking.
Okay.
That's an amazing movie about how do you talk, about lobbying. You know, just talking, negotiating the way you're talking, you can literally turn an audience around. Okay. So that was an amazing movie. And the third movie that I would recommend is I think The Godfather. The Godfather, in terms of like how business strategizing and stuff. I really love that movie.
So the second movie, Thanks for Smoking, is
Thank You
new
for
to
Smoking.
me. Thank You for Smoking is new to me. I'll watch definitely.
Yeah.
3 personalities, inspiring people that have contributed in your journey. Like,
Number one, Steve Jobs. Like I got to know about the word of entrepreneur from Steve Jobs only. That was number one. Number two, famous personalities. There have been quite a few number of people who have been very instrumental. Do you want me to tell like from people who are like
no,
famous?
your
from
people, your friends, like
Mhm.
the people who have impacted you.
Okay. So number one is Steve Jobs itself. Number two, I have a mentor, Ratish. Impacted me a lot in the way I'm thinking about the business itself, thinking about systemizing, thinking about solving problems.
We had Rats last week.
You had Rats last week. Okay, amazing. Yeah, so he's my mentor. I'm working with him. And third is Thaddeus Lawrence. He's a mentor again, and I think his teachings has been deeply profound in my experience of life itself. In the small shifts, the small transformations on a day-to-day basis, in terms of even when I'm talking to people, how not to come from a place of nothing, not judge anything, so that has been like deeply profound to me. I think these three people.
So the journey is always not successful. I know, like, you have seen many failures. Can you share one failure story
Okay.
which said, okay, yeah, something like this?
I think there have been many, but the number one was when our printer actually broke down. So the situation was like we were already into, I think, about 2 years into the business, and we were not generating like revenue at all. Like, I mean, we were having expenses. We had months where we made 6,000 rupees in revenue because nobody told us that boss, go sell something first. Nobody told us that. If I had known that, yeah, it would have been easier, of course. So didn't have that cash flow, and still we wanted to like just take that leap of faith, get that printer in so that we could kickstart Printrove, help people who want to start their own brands and all. But that point when the printer broke down, we are already like 5, 6 lakhs, 7 lakhs already in debt, and it's gone. Do we book the loss or do we keep continuing? So I think that one idea that no, there is a need for this idea in India, and I know that we are doing something meaningful. Let me just see what happens if I take the next step. What is the next small action, next small step that I can take to just go that? So I think that one night I'll remember forever.
So
Yeah.
from there, when did you like believe that yes, we have arrived? I'm successful. Like, when did you?
I
We
think
are
that
okay.
yeah. I mean, I'm doing well. Okay, that part came in when I think I just started seeing some orders on Amazon, and but I think more than the feeling that I have arrived, that I am successful, it has always been an indicator. The moment I don't know how this works, but anytime that I felt that yeah, I've arrived, there is something that happens that tells me that's a false sense of success. You're not there yet. There is a bigger problem that you have to handle.
So, yeah, that's an cycle.
Cycle,
Yeah.
exactly. But I think I still don't feel that I have arrived. I'm successful. I still feel that there's a lot more to be done. Yeah.
You're in this journey, like 2015 to 2024. Do you have moments of happiness, like you felt, wow, someone's life has changed because of the technology?
Yeah.
What we have done. Is there any stories that you wanted to share?
Yeah, I mean there are lots, because when especially that comes up because people used to tell us that you guys are doing really well, and that actually motivates me, pushes me that okay, you can take one more day ahead because there is somebody who's placed orders today, which means somebody is planning his life ahead because of Printrove, because of me being there, because of this company existing, because of all the people are putting in their effort. So like. That is what like pumps me, and like there is one more day that I can take ahead. So and people telling us what you're doing is really good. There are people who had their jobs, not very good jobs, started their side hustle, quit the jobs, doing this full time now, making good enough income to sustain, to grow from here. So that gives me like immense fulfillment, satisfaction that yeah, continue doing you're in the right track. Yeah.
Mathur, do you have do you have any questions to me? Like, we are at the end of the session.
Huh.
Do you have any questions to me, like in case?
Yeah, actually, I wanted to know about. I know that you've written a book called Zero Rupee Marketing, right?
Guerrilla marketing book.
And guerrilla marketing. So, how was your journey? If you could just brief me in like quickly, like how did you come up with marketing? Why marketing? Why Zero Rupee marketing?
So the first thing is, I started a surprise planning company. I was the first one to start a surprise planning company.
The Six,
The
right?
Six Dot In.
The
yes.
6.in. Yeah, I
So
remember.
since from 2009 to 2015, I was working for someone else, and we were running parallelly. Okay. My friend, he was in Coimbatore. He was doing the business. The setup was there in Coimbatore. We had all the sublimation machines. We were doing everything. From surprises, we moved to corporate gifting. We did personalized goods. We have opened up a showroom. We failed. Like we did all sorts of things except surprises. So 2015, I quit my job, my corporate job, and I came full time into the business. Okay. Coimbatore is a conservative market. Okay. Chennai, at that moment, when you say surprise means delivering a cake and a bouquet in the midnight is called surprise, which is around 600 rupees. Whereas my surprises cost starts from 2000 rupees. Okay. So more than marketing, I had to educate the market where we need more money. I don't have money. So what I did is I started to do campaigns that create story.
Interesting.
Okay. Say for example, the first one is I did in IIT. I had a stall in Sarang. The cultural fest that happens in Jan.
IIT Sarang.
Yeah, Sarang. So I thought students are my TG and I had my stall. I got the stall on barter. Okay. 2.5 days I was having my stall. No one came. I got 0 leads.
Interesting.
It's been 3 months since I quit my job. No salary. No salary. I was not making money. I pledged jewelry. I swiped my card. Like I was in deep shit. Okay. So I was super frustrated, super angry. So what I did is, instead of quitting, what I did is I did a campaign in IIT where I bombarded IIT with 500 gas balloons. Like I put on the road with my flyers on. The balloon will be flying at 6 feet. Thread will be at for 6 feet. Then flyers I'll punch up and down, put the thread inside. On the road, with nuts and bolts, I dropped on the road, like the entire stretch. So around 3 o'clock, almost all the girls were having my flyers, because even if boys take, they give it to girls, right? So on the day, I got around 35,000 rupees worth of order. Over a period of time, around 4-5 lakhs worth of orders. Amazing. This is my first guerrilla marketing campaign. I understood this, then I started to blast with campaigns. 16, 17, 18, we got featured on 100 plus medias. It's all earned media. Nationally, we got featured. We came in almost all the TV channels. That was through guerrilla marketing. So I love being creative.
Unconventional, completely unconventional.
Yeah.
Nice.
So then I started to do for brands. You know, Redbus, Talabagadi Naturals, you name it, we have done for it.
Okay.
COVID happened. We couldn't do anything. So I started to teach marketing.
Okay.
So before COVID, I executed around 16 plus campaigns. Okay. So, and my book was in the process. Guerrilla marketing book was in the process. So when I started to teach, I started to teach guerrilla marketing. Okay. In guerrilla marketing, there was one column that is called as 0 rupee marketing. Okay, where you not have to spend.
Okay.
So people started to focus on this. Okay, I understood that there is a scope for it. Guerrilla marketing, I did like 6-7 batches. Then I renamed the content to 0 rupee marketing.
Okay.
So earlier the course was called as guerrilla marketing pedagogy. Normally, as an entrepreneur, what we think is the name should be like bigger. People should not understand what it is.
Yeah.
When I made it simple, it changed everything.
Yeah, and the name is amazing.
0 rupee marketing. Like, that's it. Now everything is changed. Now
amazing.
We were able to impact 10,000 plus people.
Wow.
And people were able to generate 10 lakhs plus revenue. The Instagram has grown like anything.
Wow.
We could see the impact.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. So as a follow-up question on to this, guerrilla marketing, completely unconventional, and then 0 rupee marketing, going to like 10,000 people. How would you approach print on demand? when you want to start, like with your conventional strategies, marketing, let's say you have the website, you have everything, you have the products. What would you do differently?
Okay, so actually we have tried print on demand already. Okay, during lockdown, so before starting the coaching model, okay, me, Suresh Radhakrishnan, Arul of Snack Experts, we tried many options, right?
Okay.
So we did KDP, Kindle Direct Publishing, where we printed books, where we wrote books like ABCD books, IE books, all those things is book, right?
Yeah.
So we, for 30 days, we published around, I don't know, 80 books.
Okay.
We had someone who does design and we published 80 books.
Okay.
And then we did print on demand, we did chains with the names printed. That we tried. We tried wallets,
okay,
with the names. We started to design t-shirts for
selling them
as well. But then we started something else. Okay. Right now, everything is ready. The design is ready. That the t-shirt is ready. Earlier, I always thought I should work with. My budget is 500 rupees for a t-shirt. For a design. But right now, because we have grown, we have made enough revenue.
Yeah.
I said, okay, I want the best designs. Okay, let's call the best of designers.
Right.
So there's a guy who did designs for Filmy. So right now he designed our car. The cost doesn't matter.
Correct.
The designs are super good. I really loved it. I really loved the process. Like there was a storyboard, there was a mood board.
Yeah.
Earlier I have not listened to all those things. Like I'll say, okay, in the mari pannu, rice and grind, in the mari pannu. So I'll send that.
Got it.
This is the word. Okay. So now there's a mood board, there's a storyboard, and the designs are getting ready. I could see the progress. It was interesting for me. Okay. To sell print on demand, I think for me it is easier for me because right now I have Pixel. Okay.
You have Mature Pixel.
Yeah. So my ads are running for last 4 years. I have a decent following. I have built a community for entrepreneurs. So for me, it is easier for me to push.
Right. Okay. You have an audience. You don't have
right now. Say for example, we ran a course on how to do edits using CapCut.
Okay.
We made 10 lakhs out of it. Like the rule itself is banned, but we made 10 lakhs out of it. So,
interesting.
When we are solving someone's problem, I think that will help
100%.
someone. So
100%.
whatever dialogues that we have put, it's like
nice
for entrepreneurs. It will be interesting for them. And because right now, zero rupee marketing people, if they come, what I'll do is I'm planning. This is going to happen by next. Today's Friday. On Tuesday, I'm going to send a cash rupee saying that book on our website with 299 rupees off. Okay. And the 299 rupees off will go to a combo offer.
Interesting. Nice.
Okay. So people are paying 499 rupees and I'm giving them 299 rupees. Okay, this is one way. The other way is 10,000 people, I'll push messages. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Build a community, push messages. So
right.
That's how we do. It is really difficult for us to run an ad campaign and acquire if you are starting up fresh.
Yeah.
Because the cost of acquisition is really, really high.
Yes.
So I will spend the entire 200 rupees. So I have to run ads within 60 rupees. I have to convert a customer within 60 rupees. It is really difficult. Unless otherwise you are having a community. It's really difficult.
Got it. So what you're saying that the cost of customer acquisition is so high that the cost at which you're selling the product doesn't make sense. Of course, right.
Yeah, maybe we can try combo offers and stuff and we can do the things.
Yeah.
Print on demand, if I want to give you suggestions to do the stuffs, I would suggest you to do webinars. There are people who are doing webinars on how to start a drop shipping.
Yeah.
And they are integrating Printro only.
Yeah.
So someone is doing it and they are making money. I think we should make.
Got it.
We should do that. Because you are actually changing people's life. You are making it easy for us.
Yeah. Right.
Okay. So I wanted to have a coffee mug which says Peridunum Peridikil or a dialogue which says Nee Manusana tension jasti. Like the famous dialogues.
Correct.
Tamara.
Correct. Yes. All these
those things. Okay. So I want to have this in my coffee mug. All I have to do is click and buy.
That's
it. for me, integration is very easy. Printro is very easy.
Easy.
The entire process is very easy. So it's a cakewalk for us.
Got it.
Yeah.
It. Yeah, amazing. And you actually make all your money on the second purchase
Yes.
from, so I think that's a very key point that anybody who's even running as and acquiring customers, like should understand that you're actually making your money on the second. Although the first purchase might look like it's difficult, but once you have the customer, you can definitely add value, and that is when you start
And
making your
with
money.
the evaluation of tools, WhatsApp APIs, where you can do dynamic messaging. Say, for example, thank you for buying. Your product has reached your home. Give us a feedback in third messages.
Correct.
Rate us in fifth message. And then after 10 days, hope you have received the product. Here is an offer for you to come back and purchase with us. Recently, I saw a campaign from Daminch. Like, they used to WhatsApp, they used to run ads, mails, all those things. But recently, they sent a letter. Okay. Said, come back to us.
Yeah, that is how you.
Yeah. So it was interesting for me. Yeah.
Correct. Yeah. So I liked when you said that with the designs, you were just doing something, and now you're actually getting the process of mood board. So that sounds to me like you're actually building a brand. You're not just doing one design. You're not being cheap on the most core part of your business, which is the design, right? So you are actually spending that money on creating a brand with that cohesive identity. So that is also something that I believe it's very important, because your brand tone, your brand messaging, when you communicate with the same colors, with the same tone, over a period of time, people start associating you with that emotion that they're feeling when they look at your brand. So I think there's a very critical element for long-term success. Like I said in the beginning, it's not that it's an e-commerce store. You're running an e-commerce business and you're building a brand.
Exactly.
So that's the thing.
Madhur, I think this was like a master class on dropshipping. I think the course is covered. Like now I will take this video and put it in the course.
Right.
So it's really interesting. Thanks for actually adding value. You have shared so many tools, so many strategies. Your journey itself is inspiring. Thank you so for being here. And Tamil in the interview, because actually it's been really long. Now, actually I wanted to go to English class so that I actually forgot words. Okay, இன்னைக்கு தான் எனக்கு தெரியுது நான் இங்கிலீஷ் பேசுவேங்கிறது கூட. ஏன்னா it's been really long. I was working in corporate. போகும்போது I had to talk in English. But இவனுக்கு கூட சேர்ந்து நான் இங்கிலீஷே மறந்துட்டேன். இவ்வளவு நேரம் இங்கிலீஷ் பேசி ரொம்ப நாள் ஆயிடுச்சு. இட்ஸ் பீன் ரியலி லாங். நான் வெளில எங்கேயும் ட்ரைனிங் பண்ணா பேசுறேன். பட் ஒரு கான்வர்சேஷன்ல இவ்வளவு நேரம் கான்ஃபிடென்ட்டா பேச முடிஞ்சுங்கும் போது I don't know, there may be grammatical mistakes, but it's okay.
Of course. நான் கூட தமிழ்ல பேசலாம், but I'm not so fluent. I wouldn't even be able to comprehend those words at that speed. So அதனால, but born and brought up in Chennai, so I love Chennai. I love South Indian food also. So
cool, Madhur. Thank you
so much for inviting me, having me here.
It's a pleasure. And நண்பர்களே, if you want to start a drop shipping, கீழே பிரிண்ட்ரோன்னு அந்த டேட்டா இருக்கும், டீடைல்ஸ் இருக்கும். ஸோ எனி ஆஃபர்ஸ் ஃபார் பீப்புள் டு ஸ்டார்ட் பிரிண்ட்ரோ?
Okay, so we don't have any offers right now, because we're actually revamping the entire thing. But the offer is you can start your brand for free. You can start your brand for free. You only pay for what you actually buy and what you sell. That's all. There's no registration fee for you to start with us.
அது முன்னாடியே இருக்கு. நம்மகிட்ட போய் சொல்றாரு. நம்ம இப்போ ஆரம்பிக்கணும், இமிடியேட் ஆரம்பிச்சிடலாம். I'll get a better offer. Like for first few t-shirts, I'll try to get a coupon code where we can put it in his website, in his backend. We'll try to get that. And I really appreciate for you to come down here and share your knowledge. ரொம்ப நன்றி. Thank you.